segue. My name is Jenny Perrino. I work for Congressman John Conyers, who is a supporter of 1579. And actually, we have our own financial transaction tax incorporated into our lead bill right now, his Humphrey Hawkins Full Employment and Job Training Act. Mr. Conyers many of you are likely familiar with him. He's been on the Hill since 1965, so this is his 49th year, and is the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee, which gives great amount of power to the amount of work that he does and the issues that come before him. But he consistently says that the biggest issue that he advocates for at the moment is this jobs bill. As you all are likely very aware, we still have at minimum 12 million unemployed Americans, another 14 million who are underemployed, and then you have 26 million people who are earning between $10 and $14 an hour, and another 33 more million who are earning 26 are below 10, and then the 33 are between $10 and $14. When you put two incomes together at that level, you still come out 200 times below the federal poverty line. I mean, these people are living off of the federal assistance just because they aren't making enough money, although they're working full time. This is unacceptable. So Mr. Conyers, he has this jobs bill. As Francesca said, the financial transaction taxes, they just make too much sense to not put into place. Bloomberg recently released a study that showed that the top 10% of Americans own 90% of all stocks, and then the next 40% of Americans own the remaining 10%. So really, when you're talking about taxing Wall Street trades, you're talking about taxing the elite. These are, and they're very small amounts. Our bill is a little bit different than what the Ellison bill offers, but at the same time, we're estimating it would bring in between 110 and 220 billion dollars in the first year, which would then go to create between 3 and 6 million jobs within the first 2 years, and another 1 to 2 million jobs that are private sector jobs that would be created because the economy is starting to recover. I mean, again, when you go back to those numbers that I said at the beginning, I mean, it's only a small dent in addressing employment, but Mr. Conyers' bill, it really focuses on the fact that we have chronic unemployment in this country, that even when you do bring unemployment levels down to 4 and 5%, you still have about 20 million people in the country who are not working. And those are people, for one reason or another, have basically been left out of the system. Whether it's because, they watch their parents, never really hold a job, so it's not built into their culture and their own life experiences. Or they get out of jail, and for whatever reason, because they have a criminal record, they then are no longer, at the top of the level of what employers want to hire. I mean, how can we as a country say that these are acceptable levels to have, and then say that we're going to start to reel back on our government programs? It doesn't make any sense when you have the wealth, or when you are the wealthiest country in America, or in the world. I mean, America has, I think it's 40% of all global wealth is here within the country. I mean, when you think about what that means in the global population, it's just, the distribution is so unacceptable. Well, we're obviously working in the context of Citizens United, which has now just pumped even more wealth into the political system, and even more into, skewing the political agenda to that of what the top percent wants to focus on. And they want to focus on debt reduction. They don't want to focus on creating jobs, which is what we really need to do. So at the end of the day, Mr. Conyers, being a tried and true example of, longevity himself, he takes on the big problems. And I'm lucky enough to get to help navigate those, those streams with him. We are in the process of really trying to shift the national dialogue back to one of creating jobs, and recognizing that once you create these jobs, all jobs within our bill would be prevailing wage positions with benefits, health insurance, collective bargaining rights, work periods that are flexible and allow people to actually live their life, take care of their families, and would then give them the opportunity to give back to the community, not just take from the community. So really, when you put people back to work, you have a fully functioning economic system that goes hand in hand. So that's very much what we're doing. We obviously can't do it alone. We are, pushing back on very strong walls that are very well funded, which is why we have to really kind of create this grassroots movement. I think the Robin Hood tax campaign is the exact sort of example of how you push back from the top down, but it's got to be louder and more people have to participate.
Put down the stories of what I say. You're bound for glory on your own one day.